14th annual Visions of the Flint Hills art exhibition. Thank you all so much for being here. We are so excited here at Buttonwood Art Space to host the Visions of the Flint Hills now for the 14th year in a row. My name is Macy Volgamore, the president of Buttonwood Art Space here. For those of you that have not been here, I'll share a little bit about who we are and what we do here. So Buttonwood Art Space lives inside of our primary business, which is Buttonwood Financial Group. Shout out to John McGraw, our president of Buttonwood Financial Group, who makes this all possible. So Buttonwood Financial Group is a comprehensive wealth management firm. We serve as family CFO for our clients. We do everything from investment strategy to tax, insurance, estate, cash flows, strong focus on multi-generational strategies, et cetera, et cetera. So Buttonwood Financial Group actually covers the expenses of Buttonwood Art Space, which is what allows us to partner with great organizations like Friends of Konza Prairie to benefit the nonprofit as well as the artists. Anytime you buy a piece of artwork at Buttonwood, 50% of that purchase is going to go to the artist for their beautiful creation, and the remaining 50% is going to go to a wonderful nonprofit organization such as Friends of Konza Prairie. We're able to do that because of Buttonwood Financial Group underwriting all of our expenses to keep the lights on and the doors open. So like I said, we're very excited to be able to do this for the 14th year in a row and benefiting Friends of Konza Prairie for the last 6-7 years. So it's been a lot of fun. Just as a reminder, if you do want to purchase anything this evening, you can take that label right off the wall, take it up to the sales office at the front of the building next to the conference room. It's my office. Has sales signs over there, and we can get that purchase made for you. So next, we'll get on to the super fun stuff, hearing from Friends of Konza Prairie, wonderful honorary chair, and then get on to the artist awards.
All right. Thank you so much, Macy, and thank you to Buttonwood for this amazing space. We're so thrilled to be here again for another year of Visions of the Flint Hills. My name is Kelly Yarbrough. I am doubly excited about this show tonight because I am both a visual artist and a board member of the Friends of Konza Prairie. So this is a wonderful event. I'm feeling the love here tonight. I'm feeling energy. So I'm excited to know how many people have been out to Konza Prairie before. Raise your hand if you've been out to Konza. Cool. That's a lot. Yeah. So can I safely assume that a lot of you have been out probably walking on the nature trail? Yeah, seeing the beautiful Flint Hills? Yeah, okay. So we love the nature trail and the access that it provides for folks to come out and visit the prairie, but that's only just a small part of what Konza actually is and does out there. There are a lot of partnerships involved in Konza, but it is a long-term ecological research site. The land is owned by the Nature Conservancy and it is managed by the Division of Biology at Kansas State University. It's about 9,000 acres actually, only a fraction of which you see on the nature trail. We have 200 to 300 head of bison at any given time, and there are hundreds of active research projects that will take place at any given time when you might visit out there. We at Friends of Konza Prairie support all the arms of the Konza mission of conservation, research, and education, but we have a special place in our hearts for the Konza Environmental Education Program, or the KEEP program. And our Director of Education is here with us tonight. Jill Hocus, will you raise your hand? Jill does an absolutely amazing job bringing school kids from all over the state out to Konza Prairie for field trips. They serve 2,500 to 3,500 K through 12 students per year. And last year, the KEEP program actually celebrated its 25th anniversary, and its entire year of existence, it served over 60,000 school kids. And these kids are coming out and doing real science, hands-on data collection, experiments. They are collecting that data and they are sharing it online through databases with other kids all over the world. It's absolutely incredible. And a lot of these kids, whether they're coming from Kansas City, coming from Salina, coming from Fort Riley, some of them have never experienced the prairie firsthand, and this may be their only chance to experience tallgrass prairie firsthand. So it's a really incredible resource that we have. This event tonight is one of our biggest fundraiser events that we do all year round. We are a small but mighty group. We do a lot with a little, but this event makes a huge impact for us. And it's really special because 50% of the sales go to the artists themselves and 50% go to Friends of Konza Prairie. We are so thankful for Buttonwood for hosting this model of an event. So you know that your purchase here tonight is making an impact in the life of an individual artist or the Friends of Konza Prairie. It's great either way you slice it. So thank you so much for being here. It's my honor to introduce our next speaker. Our special guest of honor, Stephanie Maness, is with the Nature Conservancy of Kansas. So we're obviously a very close working partner with TNC, and we're excited to hear a little bit more from Stephanie. Thanks so much for being here tonight, Stephanie.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. This is my first art gallery exhibition, and to see this many people here is very exciting. How many of you have been to the Symphony in the Flint Hills? Ooh. Quite a few. That's wonderful. Okay, well, we're family then. So there's usually art there, but this is more intimate, and it's just wonderful to see everybody here. So, brief introduction. I'm actually not with the Nature Conservancy. I was with the Ranch Land Trust of Kansas, which is an agricultural land trust associated with the Livestock Association. But I'm married to Rob Maness, who's the director of the Nature Conservancy. And so if you want to talk about marrying someone in your profession, come see me later, okay? But a little bit behind. So I am a wildlife biologist and a range management specialist, fire ecology. And so I worked with Fish and Wildlife Service on prairie chickens. So prairie chickens, of course, are the indicator species for healthy prairies, okay? And so in that capacity, I've come to learn where all the best prairies are that are left. And I don't have to tell anyone here that the tallgrass prairie is the last 4% in the United States, and it's also the last in the world. So, much more imperiled, much more endangered than the rainforest. And most people don't know that because we take it for granted. And so it really takes a team effort to conserve tallgrass prairie, and that means everybody, a diversity of interests have to be involved. That includes not just conservationists like myself and Jill and her husband, but also the people that do art, the people that do music, like the symphony, the people that come out to the National Park Preserve, okay? It takes everybody. And so what you're doing tonight, purchasing art and networking and talking to people, we're family, okay? So please do that. The last thing I would add is that I'm fairly new to Kansas, but since Jill took this job, it has turned the attendance and the recognition of the education program at the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve on fire, literally. And so thank you so much for all that you do financially and otherwise to support Konza Prairie and the work of the Nature Conservancy and all the other land trusts in the state of Kansas. So, thank you. You all have a good evening.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That was so great. Always great to hear from our honorary chair. Thanks for your participation and everything that you do for the prairie. So next, I will hand it off to our wonderful judge, Diana Wirtz, who will announce our winners of the 14th Annual Visions of the Flint Hills. Just as a quick note, all of the artists that submitted and entered this show competed for over $1,000 in awards. Best of Show this evening gets a $500 award. We have 4 different categories: painting, photography, 3D, and other. And first place in each of those categories gets $125. So with that, I will hand it off to our judge, Diana Wirtz.
Okay, thank you. So, well, I'm a painter, And it was a delight to look at all the art. I love the prairie as much as all these people. Everybody here, I think, is in love with the prairie, and we want to do good things for it, to save it. I went to college in Emporia, in the heart of the Flint Hills, and studied art in the 70s, and I have been in love with the land ever since. Lived in Kansas City for 30 years, and now I'm living in Matfield Green, in right there. So it is wonderful. I'm going to announce the different categories and try to just say a little bit about why I chose them. But before I do, I'd just like to thank every single artist in here. You all are accomplished. You all are brilliant. And as I was driving here from my home in the Flint Hills, I was seeing your paintings as I was driving. So your paintings have become my friends, and I would love to meet you. So if you want to come up and say hi to me later, I would certainly love to see a face for all the names that I have been, of the art I've been looking at. So other was an interesting category. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So other included lots of different mediums. I picked for first place Summer Prairie by Laura Mead. And I have to say, I have to say that piece just blew me away, and it still does. It lives with me in my head, and when I have looked close up at plants and I have felt the wind on my face, and to see that silk and that, it's like a prairie walkabout. And those plants, and I study each plant, and she's got them all. So I thank you so much. That was just wonderful. Yeah.
And look what she's wearing. She's wearing.
I know. I'm going to ask her about that when I get done. So. And then, yeah. And then second place, I chose Autumnal. I think I'm saying it right, by Mary Gordon McFall. Is that in here? Yeah. No. Some of her work is right here. I don't think Autumnal is there. Anyway. When you experience the prairie and you feel those hills and there's something more to it, that's what that says to me. So, so second place, thank you. And these are prints. And then Prairie Coneflower, third place, Deb Harbin Wagner. I hope I can meet you. I can't even imagine how you did that, but I think that's the piece right over there on the wall down below. And it's fiber, and I've played a little bit with fiber, and I can't even imagine how you could do all that great work. And honorable mention, I chose Unearthed. It's a necklace, and I don't wear jewelry ever, well, once I did. But, Clarissa Knighton. Had some just a lot of beautiful work there. Okay, so that was other, and then we'll go to 3D, I think. Let's see. Okay, 3D. Prairie Commemorative is right there on the floor. It's limestone. It's absolutely gorgeous piece. And that's outside of my realm. Alan Tollickson. Is he here tonight? Second place, Prairie Grass Series by Pamela Anderson. And I forget where that piece is, but I saw it up there, and it kind of cracked me up because the prairie grasses, it's a vase, and it's got the grasses on the vase, and it's just kind of like the vase itself is a bouquet. And third place in 3D, Headed for a Rumble by Marty Dodge, who I'd love to meet as well. So to Buffalo, rumbling. And then Going to the Hills is Going Home, got honorable mention, and that's Pam and Paul Anderson. So, and I think most of us have that feeling when we approach the hills. It's like, I'm home, even if you don't live there. And then photography was a very rich category. I don't spend a lot of time looking. I'm more of a painter, and so I think about painting all the time, but photography was really touching. First place, Female Rain by Jill. I can't get it out of my head. And
Can I give you a hug?
Yes, please. And I read what you said about Female Rain is a Navajo perception that when the rain, if there's thunder and lightning, that's a male rain, right?
Right.
But the female rain is where this soft kind of mist and it brings out the colors. And so when you look at her piece, I think you'll appreciate the female rain. So, and then, second place, All in a Day's Work by Mark Fiden. Fiden. And now that I live in the Flint Hills, I can see the ranchers working. I never get to see anybody on a horse. They always have them in trailers for some reason, but they're never on them. But he's got the inside view, and his photo is incredible. The window of the pickup truck frames a whole scene of hunters, or not hunters, but cowboys getting ready to herd with their animals. And then third place, Konza Prairie Scenic Overlook by Wendy Delzite. And it's over there, and that's another one that just stuck in my head. It's a photograph, but it looks like a painting. And the sumac right now is really, really happening. So, and then I chose Old Soul by Sarah Blair for honorable mention. So, a buffalo or a bison. Painting. First place is right there on the wall, Chris Willey, Prairie Spring Sky. And it's just, there's something about the muted colors and the composition and the interplay between the land and sky that really spoke to me. Just a beautiful painting. Good job. Really nice. You've never been to the Flint Hills, have you? So, and second place.
That's true.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to be driven to Kansas City and.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that'll only happen once, right? You're all done with that. In second place, Lisa Grossman's Upland Sunset Lavender is hanging in the front room. It's a beautiful piece, and just the other night I saw the sun doing exactly what she painted. Third place, Ghosts of the Prairie by, it's right there, Linda Kinder. And there has to be something said for all the old things that have been left behind, and that there's a lot of that, and it's real. And then honorable mention is At Twilight by Maureen Kinney. And let's see. So the best of show, I chose Coneflowers by Melanie Johnson.
Ooh.
And if you have ever, I don't know if Melanie's here or not, but if you've ever walked the prairie, and you artists will understand, if you're like, I am going to paint sumac today because it's so beautiful, and then you walk around, you can't find any sumac, and you're just like, well, I want sumac. And then pretty soon you're looking around, and then you get pulled in. And Melanie's picture is a charcoal drawing of a super close-up, in your face, getting pulled in by the prairie as if you are learning from it. And I just really think that's powerful. So I think I've said them all.
All right.
Yes, give another round of applause for Diana Work. She definitely had her work cut out for her. There were over 400 pieces of art submitted for this show. She narrowed it down to 180 and then spent a lot of time looking at all of it in person to make these selections. So one more round of applause for our judge, Diane.
Thank you.
Well, that's all for the programming, but do feel free to stay and hit the bar up. We've got wine and beer. Thank you again to all of our sponsors this evening. Check out your programs, and that does list all of our sponsors that definitely help raise money for Friends of Konza Prairie and buy art. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Woo.